That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And that's caught inside the 30. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Covered by Stephon Gilmore.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
They'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
A 45-yard attempt.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
The things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion, but this time the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end, and he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Well, Charles, this always contentious division rivalry, I'd say even a little spicier than we're used to. A well-documented war of words on social media between 2 of the top players on these teams has really added a layer of intrigue.
Well, we've never turned down a little extra zest to a game, have we? But you're absolutely right. The social media beef between these two stars, in a lot of ways, ridiculous, maybe even a little bit childish as most people would look at it. But it's also made this game one of the most talked about regular season matchups that you and I can remember. So I don't know that we're complaining. I know we also can't wait to see how it plays out on the field. And that's the thing to remember here. The one with the bragging rights will not be who gets the most likes or dislikes or whatever you want to put on social media, because I'm not as versed on it as I should be. But it really comes down to who wins the game today.
And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
For the Patriots.
And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. 2 and now on 1st down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Tua. throw right side, complete to Williams. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Looking to pass. Tua. That'll be caught for a Dolphin touchdown. It's Williams. Preston Williams. His first touchdown of the new season as his guys have now moved out in front. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. 25-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Out of the gun, Newton. Looking deep for Hilton. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. T.Y. Hilton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Patriots have taken the lead.
For the extra point.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Entering screen.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it is the Jets who have the lead in that one. The Jets trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Dwayne Haskins, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting LA Rams. In our game, it was Cam Newton who led the way in that first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Matthew McCrane.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Takes it at the 7. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
at their own 30.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's going to air it out deep for Green. That's caught inside the 20. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Gain on the play.
Well, he's definitely a big target out there, listed at 6'4", and he used every one of those extra inches to go up and make that catch.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, they run with Michel. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
13-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, here's Newton. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Rohrwasser's kick is good, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
From the gun, it's Tua. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Good for a Miami Dolphin.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big
entering
in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Dante Hightower on the stop.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Cam going to bring the Patriots up now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And he'll throw right away. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And they're able to get this one across the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. Eckert. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this, up to the 41-yard line.
Number 8. Taken down at the 41. That's the end of the 3rd.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. Jerome Baker right there in coverage. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop him. I like the confidence he showed.
2 and now on 1st down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
They'll keep it on the ground. Eckert. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Julian Edelman.
I'll tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40.
On 2nd and 11 now. Newton. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Khalil Mack. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. 3rd and long. It's Newton. Looking deep for him. This is
swagger,
caught
y'all.
inside the 15. And it's a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
13, T.Y. Hilton.
Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Rohrwasser now for the point after. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And that one completes the Keene, the tight end.
The conversion is no good on the fake extra point.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get two. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. You see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. So now the Pats offense comes on, and they'll try for the 2-point conversion. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized with a little bit on top.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 20.
So Tua and the Dolphins down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 51 on the clock. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. Tagovailoa trying again after the pick 6. They'll find Williams on the slant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And now it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Kareem Hunt was running back, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down.
And 10.
Tua to throw again. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And no, it's incomplete. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. They'll keep it on the ground. Eckert. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. second down now. Eckert, and some room to roam now. And down inside the 15 he goes. 15 yards on the play, first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Good bounce back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things
Entering screen resume.
really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Pats, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head home next.
My player rise to fame.
Can't do it like me. Can't see me when I get on the ground. Game on, it's about to go down.
My rise to fame.
My moves make 'em run them up.
My player card.
Oh, what's up? I got the party going up.
Elusive. Receiving jack.
Hey, so shake it like you don't care. I shake it up everywhere.
My player card.
Blow the whistle 'cause I love
New
that sound.
stats ampersand contracts.
Going round.
New in-depth chart.
Another round. Go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like work the middle, 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 work the. Pan a camera to the middle of the dance floor. I think there's something going down. Shorty packing goods like a transport, and I ain't never seen something so round. How round? Round like a planet in orbit, round like a b-ball. 23 Jordan, dunking on default. Automatic forces attract me to females. I look this gorgeous. How did you even come in existence? Hey, or did you just appear out in an instance? You got me all driven, revving my pistons. I wonder if she like the stick shift. Ay, count a 4 and make a wish. I wish that shorty keep it lit. Cause if I shoot my shot, I won't miss. No backboard, gotta sound a light switch. Go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like work the middle, 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 work the.
She back got me.
Hit boy on the beat so
Ratings.
Okay, sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend a hand and wanna see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that wanna keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. He changed the name, how about your respect? Give them more than what I get, expecting nothing back. In fact, you know, I sat down with my accountant. He said, I got good news and I got bad news. Okay. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay. Look, sometimes you need the faith. Sometimes you need to know your worth. Sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but ain't from the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake. You gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage with the mainframe. Loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. Boss. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that, it's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a fool. Oh. Men gon' lie, women gon' lie. You're looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, then you need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be greatest of all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line. Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. Wonder why they follow suit. I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes. Faster than the speeding bullet. Nah, it's cool, it's cool. Don't play with it, baby. Say up, so what you gon' do? Stop playing. If you gon' do it, then you don't play with it. Exactly. Yeah. You built like that.
Someone put me out cause I'm on fire. I can't give up about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my drift, can't catch my wave.
Damn Kane, you done killed Abel. Unbalanced land trying to keep the people stable. The way I feel, I might it all up. The way you feel, you might do it for the buck. All black, born to be a rebel. After this, I might go and water down the devil. Listen to everything around me, I can't see. You picked a dozen roses and left them in Galilee rolling thunder. Don't hear my cry, don't let alibis pass you. If I finally starting to realize, never give up and go inside. Can't watch TV, it's all a lot. Tired of trying, go ahead and fly. Everybody want a straight answer with media. Keep us blind, a good heart is not hard to find. Why these people try to define infrastructure right? I don't got time, infrastructure right, I don't got time. I could it's all to we're talking about you, about to protecting the sons and daughters from political and slaughter.
Someone put me out cause I'm on fire. I can't give up about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my drift, can't catch my...
I thought things were behind us after the win in our first meeting. When I found out this dude was running his mouth again, calling our win a fluke, I couldn't believe it. If he wanted a show, I was ready to give him a show. I'd already backed up my words once, so I had no problem saying that I'd do it again.
Today, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. England Patriots taking on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
Brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out now come the Patriots as they are led out by their quarterback, a former MVP of the National Football League back in 2015, Cam Newton. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. On first down, Eckert. He'll be dropped at the 30. The shifty move couldn't free him. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So here are the Dolphins now with excellent field position to start things out. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now left side on the swing pass. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Jabal Sheard able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on 2nd and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. From 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. And this carries into the end zone. Able to power through. And he'll wind up up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
27-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. They'll run on first down. Eckert, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets...
It got his man complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
That's good.
A big play there on 3rd down for the Pats. And even 60 yards.
25-yard line.
On first down, Eckert. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, folks, once again, the fireworks have begun to go off before the teams even entered the stadium for this one. You had some overactive fingers on social media, if you will, and that continued to make this one of the most public and personal feuds in the NFL.
And remember back in the day, if you got your comeuppance from starting something like this, if you talked trash and got beat previously, you didn't talk trash before the next game, but that's not the way of the world in the NFL nowadays. These guys continue to go after each other whether they win or lose. And the social media taunting, that continued this week. And lucky for us, we get a chance to see it play out on the field over the next 4 quarters.
And the Patriots are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets them down to about the 4-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
A first carry here for J.J. Taylor. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. J.J. Taylor, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll start with the option. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
But that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. On 2nd down, Tua. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6 at their 48-yard line.
On the counter, Hunt. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Patriots, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
On second down, Eckert, and he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 44. New England on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. The trot, there he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots have taken the lead. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions. But some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set for defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sit through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Out of the gun on third down, here's Tua. He's got his man. It's Williams. He'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 30. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
First down.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On first and 10, Newton. And that's caught by his tight end, Dalton Keene.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He's going to air it out deep for Green. And it's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A.J. Green, his second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
Part partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Tua now on first down. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Here's Tua. And he completes it to Hunt. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And over the middle, this is Parker. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Tua, a final shot before half. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter. This will make it into the end zone, and we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
2-meter throw complete to Parker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Here's Hunt. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Ball carrier.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll run again with Hunt. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Gain of 17 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Jamal Sheard on the stop. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
It's complete to Parker, left side. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as he's out of bounds at about the 8. Tua to Parker there for the Miami first. From the gun, it's Tua. The quick slant caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
6-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try to run with Hunt. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami.
Touchdown.
Kareem Hunt. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins able to get this back within a touchdown. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Oh, look at that. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Pats at the line ready to go. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Newton on a slant, complete to Green. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. When the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. He'll find his tight end here, Asiasi. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. They'll run on 1st down. Eckert. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might well go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
That's a 12-yard line. A 2-yard gain.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
Rohrwasser for the Patriot field goal. A 29-yard.
Rohrwasser's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10.
Patriots 24, Dolphins 14.
A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Miami set to take over. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Tua now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Parker. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Looking to pass. Tua. That one is caught by Hunt. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Tua going to try and go quickly here. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. That catch good for only a couple.
2nd and 8 at the 19-yard line.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
3rd down and 8.
To throw is Tua. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little...
And this is caught now for a late touchdown, so hold everything here. This one's not over yet. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
Daniel Carlson on for the play.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this time, oh, this is blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, it felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. 2nd and 11 at the 41. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
He was brought down by Brandon Jones. It's a gain of 5.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, this was that type of a game.
So for the Patriots, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Miami,
My player card. Receiving Jack. Overview. Upgrade. Elusive Jack. View in-depth chart. Ratings.
I done got it, see my jewels, shining, shining, white diamonds, Miley Cyrus, private jet, private pilot, look at me, stylish, stylish, masterpiece, body, body, hey, I don't know no better, I'm on this every day. You cannot run with
my player card.
baby, I know what's coming, I can tell you it, and when it was boy, I'm here to stay. Stop calling me little bro, I got money. Walked in with the whole team and we riding on it.
Elusive. Receiving Jack. View in-depth chart.
Don't try to stop it. Diamonds are clearer than my conscience. I don't let bygones be bygones. That's when I'm honest. Penthouse will reach heaven's heights. Now that's what you call a God complex. Remember the days I was down low when it was out cold, but I went out and got it. Look at my milestones, man. It feel like the Dow Jones when you look at my pocket. Look at the flex. Whipping the Tesla. I'm a mess. It's not a finesse. Boy, yo, stop it, quiet. If it's new, I done got it. See my jewels, shining, shining. White diamonds, Miley Cyrus. Private jet, private pilot. Look at me, stylish, stylish. Masterpiece, body, body. Hey, I don't know no better. I'm on this every day. You cannot run with me, boy, I'm a heavyweight. Baby, I know what's coming, I could barely wait. And when it was on,
my player card. Receiving Jack.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask.
Let's go. Let's go. On the hop, fellas, on the hop. Who wants it? Let's see some hustle out there today. Got a big game this week. Come on. What are you? Ready?
Entering screen, resume.
Ready? 180?
My player card.
Prime time over grind game, overtime's up. Play my cards, dealt my hand, ain't really no time for luck. Either you got it, you don't. Lie to yourself if you won't. I put my team on my back, did what I could, what I had. Now I be all in my bag. Copy and paste with the swag. Bet you can't do it like me. All my winners on repeat. Take your L like a boss. Stand 10 toes on your feet. I can never take a loss. I ain't set up for defeat. 4 Giottos on the truck. I had a dream and it's stuck. Living my life cause we up. Looking back like where the love. So I be hella low key. But contrary to belief.
My player card.
I keep my ear to the streets. Struggle to
Receiving back.
I'm off the chain, I'm off the leash. I play for keeps. Told my brother lately I've been scheming against all odds like Willie Beeman. I've been grinding lately, this my season. Lord knows I'm trying to find my reason. Lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings.
Elusive. Receiving back.
Spotlight on you.
I remember sleeping with my ribs touched.
Elusive back.
With my ribs touched.
Ain't it crazy how them tables turn? You can fall or you can stand firm.
I figured when Coach asked me if I could swing by his office, it had something to do with the injury news. Sure, life would be easier without him on the field, but your rivals tend to bring out the best of you. I was looking forward to getting the opportunity to go toe-to-toe with these guys again.
Today, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Miami Dolphins taking on Cam Newton and the New England Patriots.
Well, much of the country is struggling under cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. Their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
As we settle in and get ready to watch the next chapter of this storied NFL rivalry unfold, you've likely noticed the lack of pregame theatrics in comparison to what we were used to last season.
Yeah, it's absolutely been noticeable because we haven't heard the noise leading into this game where these guys are going back and forth with each other. And maybe it's because there's an injury that sidelined the guy who did most of the yapping last year. But just because we haven't heard the war of words so far, doesn't mean that these guys don't want to get at each other. The intensity of the rivalry is still there, and I know it'll be evident once they tee it up and kick it off. And don't forget, one notable defensive star switched teams in the offseason. That's going to add to it.
That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield.
Newton's pass.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. On 1st down, Eckert, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They run with Taylor. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Gould is able to put it through, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10, right at the 30. He'll set up to throw from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hunt. Not much there, only a yard.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
Tagovailoa sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Throw left side complete. That's Hunt. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
35 yards that time on the punt, and the Patriots take over. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And one thing's for sure, that #1 seed already been sewn up. It's a testament to how well these guys have played. They could lock up home field advantage with this many games still to go.
And you know what else you can do with this type of an advantage? You can plan for the playoffs a lot earlier, and I don't just mean in how you play guys or rest them. I'm talking about how you talk to your team going into the playoffs, because normally you have that conversation with them usually the last week of the season. Now you can have it earlier and say, all right, we know we're going to be at home for every game we play. I want you to take care of your tickets this way. I want you to handle hotels that way. All of those things can be out of the way, so when it comes time to get ready for the playoffs, that's all you're doing is preparing on the field and in the locker room.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. On 3rd down, Eckert. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
Xavier.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots add on to their lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Partner's not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and
10. Throwing again. Newton, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
Fumble on the play.
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by New England.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. A big play there for New England. And even 50 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he rifles one incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
It's 3rd down. And 10 yards to go.
Throwing on 3rd down. Newton. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0.
Dolphins nothing.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack.
By Adam Butler. A big loss on the play. Brings up second down.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. Taken in the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think that they were just bad plays to call? We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On play action, here's Tua. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Eckert. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
The tackle made.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, here's Newton. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Now a first down throw for Newton. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And, yes, out come the flags.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Number 8.
A good pickup there, 22.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Devin Asiasi with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive? The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Dante Hightower able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
This is fielded at the 27. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Pats at the line ready to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Throwing again. Newton. And he comes back with one complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. And away this up. But how about this? A fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
And that will bump the lead up to 26. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and a long run there in the end to top it off. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. A fairly short kick from the 14. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And you can see they're in 2nd place in the division, but they have clinched postseason football. That's the important thing. They currently have the best record among the wild card contenders, but they want to make sure they finish this season strong.
And isn't that the case each and every year about one division that ends up being the top-loaded division? And unfortunately this year, it's theirs. But you could spin it and say, hey, they've been tested, and they've beaten a lot of good teams already. They will be prepared for the playoffs.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Anthony Jennings in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Entering screen presumed.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From midfield, here's Tua. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this defense will take over right at midfield. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And this team just continues to win football games. They're well on their way to another victory here. And that 16-0 season starting to come into focus. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Devin McCourty brings him down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Eckert.
The ball carried by number 8.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3rd down.
On 3rd down, Eckert. They find some open field here. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for New England, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, it's their very first clunker of the year as they'll fall to 12-1. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
I heard a flare gun, I'm ready to race. No, I don't stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip, but it's spit.
My player card.
Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again.
Receiving Jack.
We on shot. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Yeah, the sun can't touch me, got a brand new visor, yeah. You're very smart, but my boy's wiser, yeah. Get the job done like the equalizer. And I'ma grab another drink, cause tonight I'ma die like Michael Phelps.
My player card.
Hey, diving in this pool, I don't know what we have.
Now this was a game that had been circled on my calendar all year long. Going up against two legitimate defensive superstars and a rivalry game. If that kind of challenge doesn't get you up for a game, what will? I knew there was probably no right answer to this question. I mean, we were dealing with two all-pro caliber players, but I just had to find a way to needle my rival one more time.
Tonight, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. New England Patriots versus Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
It is a chilly night here in the northeastern U.S., but we've got some football to keep us warm at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. It's been perfection so far. They come in here unbeaten at 14-0.
And just 2 wins away from doing something only 2 teams have ever done. But the most important thing for them now is to make it to the postseason in one piece.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
So here come the Patriots getting ready on offense. And they'll be led out by their quarterback and none other than Cam Newton. First down, Eckert. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was brought down at the...
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 74 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Carried by number 8.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And Robinson with a big catch. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Now, this is the second meeting of the season between these two division rivals. And as was the case earlier in the year, there seems to be a more reserved and serious approach from both of these teams heading into this late season matchup than we saw last year.
Yeah, I think maybe the coaches have had enough of the social media antics going into this game. From what we heard this week, they went old school and said, let's just cut this nonsense out. And to be clear, this rivalry has never needed all that on-field noise. Plenty of history between these two franchises. And this year especially, we know we don't need anything distracting us from the fact that both of these teams look like they can be Super Bowl contenders. Let's just go play the game.
Right back to him on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Made at the 38-yard
They
line.
went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one, 28 yards on the ground. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Out of the gun, Newton. And it's caught. And he is out of bounds here. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Here's another example that playing football isn't strictly being physical. You've got to think as well. Nice job reading his keys by the linebacker and going out in the open space when they dumped it to the back. He was able to make the play and stop him short of the goal line.
Patriots 3.
After marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown. The march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 14 carries, 63 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.